Hey guys, it's Ashley. I'm back at our 1970s house and I wanted to give you an update on what we did change and what we did not change, and you might be surprised. So I will take you inside and we'll take a look. So this is the entryway and we didn't change anything in here except for the paint. We kept everything the same. There was a yellow wallpaper in here and we changed the wall color to Benjamin Moore Quiet Moments. And it's a really pretty color that kind of changes with the light. So sometimes it's more blue, sometimes it's more gray, but we didn't change anything in the entry. And in the big formal living, we painted the same color, Quiet Moments. The formal dining in there, we also painted that color. And what we did change, this archway was a slate stone. Lots of different, shades of color in there. It was slate stone. And we just took it back to wood. I'm not sure what the original material was when it was originally built, but this kind of made it a more seamless transition into this formal living. The beams were existing and they were already white. And so we just took kind of that similar feel and we had a wood arch built. And then in this walkthrough, we also had this changed out from slate stone to woodwork. So it kept kind of that traditional feel in this front space, and they just did a great job. It's just gorgeous. But then it goes into the more cozy family room in here. And as you can see, we did not change anything in this room. We kept the beautiful copper hood. We are going to have this lighting just changed to recessed lighting. Just a simpler, cleaner look as we put this on the market. And so nothing changed in here. It's all the exact same. The brick stayed. So a lot of people were just wondering, what we were gonna change. And my goal for this home was just to keep it in its original beauty. And even in the kitchen, so you can see here, nothing changed. We didn't do anything in here. Breakfast room, all we did was paint in that sunroom. And if we had stayed in this home, I would have kept probably the dark wood, but done it in a different way. I would have just changed the layout a little bit, just for a different kind of layout for families. Even though this was a family home, well loved by a sweet, sweet family. The configuration of the island, they used this just as a sitting space, kind of a breakfast bar, eating space. And I always ended up using it more for cooking. So, my goal was just to kind of change the layout of where some things were, but I was never intending to change the feel of this space. And it's just beautiful. It's so beautiful and so cozy, and I still love this kitchen. I love all the memories in this kitchen, but I just would have changed. I would have just tweaked the layout a little bit and kept it cozy, but changed that. In this room, this was a dark red rust color, and we just made it kind of a taupe. I don't know if that's showing up on screen, but just a taupe color. We kept everything else the same. And then I'll take you back through here. So walking into kind of the side part of the house. Kurt's office stayed the same. We didn't change anything in here. So it's a beautiful, we miss these shelves and we miss the office, but this is the master and didn't change anything in here. We were going to change the carpet just to update it a little bit, just a neutral carpet. If we had stayed here, again, long term, I would have just simplified the stonework on the fireplace. I probably would have just made it a wood facade, kept it traditional, but I would have just changed the facade of the fireplace a little bit. Hello. Closet, everything stayed the same. We did, however, now that I'm thinking about it, we did paint in here. It was a very, very neutral wallpaper, but it was starting to kind of peel in some places. And so we just put a really pretty neutral paint. This is Berber White by Benjamin Moore, I believe. And we did the same thing in here, the sitting room. This was kind of the big feature of the master suite, was this built-in daybed. And you know what was a really sweet thing? As we lived here, I used to have a rocking chair right here. I nursed all, you know, the babies, Luke and Ruby, for a little bit. I fed them, in the middle of the night in this room, and my older kids would sit here and we would do reading together. And, it became a very sweet space, and all we changed was the paint in here. And again, had we stayed in this home, I think I would have just simplified this. I would have taken probably out the stone and just made it a sitting area, but we ended up really loving it. And in the bathroom, all we did was paint. Let's see if I can get a light on here. We didn't change anything else in here. It was just paint. Again, this was wallpaper in this bathroom, and it was just starting to peel. And so all we did was change the paint in here. And it's a beautiful bathroom. I would have probably just changed, the bathtub area to a freestanding tub. Just little things like that I would have tweaked, but nothing major. Just because I think it's beautiful, and we really loved this space. So I will go this way and show you the laundry room. We are here, Kurt and I are here, picking up some last minute things before the electrician comes and pictures are taken and all of that. So this is the back bathroom, and I loved this tile, you guys. It reminded me of the original Parent Trap house. And if I can find, this was the plan. I think I showed you guys this, was this wallpaper. So it would bring in the color of the floor, which is this gray color, and I wanted to keep the tile. And so it would have married those two things really well. So we're gonna leave the wallpaper for, if anyone wants to use that, and I didn't change anything in the laundry room. We took down the little curtains for pictures just so there's more light. But this was a really, really sweet room, and I loved it so much. So I will head upstairs and show you all the upstairs now. So going up the back kitchen stairs, we didn't change the runner on the floor yet. I was happy with it as it was. We did take down the wallpaper up here and just lightened it to a neutral paint. And I'm trying to remember the name of this wall color. I would have to look, but this way was the girls' room. And again, big opinions, like everyone just had a lot of feedback. We did paint the paneling. We left this built-in bookcase dark and this little window seat dark for the time being. But we decided to lighten the paneling. It was dark paneling. And for the girls, it was just good to lighten it up a little bit. But in their room, this color, I don't know if you can see very well, but the back paneling wall, we did a lavender color because their bedding was lavender. And I had the drapes made. We had kept this carpet because there was also, it was kind of a floral comforter that they had on their beds. And so it had that green and lavender, and it was, I wish I could have shown you guys kind of how, you might have seen it in the other video. I can't remember where we were in our changes, but we just had everything kind of painted. We had added fans in here and functional lighting. There was no overhead lighting when we moved in. So this was the cutest little room, you guys. And all we did in this bathroom was paint. We had just painted, and we had a little Roman shade there, but we kept everything the same. We did paint this vanity, and of course the original countertop is there, but not much different in here. And for the girls, it just made sense to lighten it a little bit, but we did keep some of the dark woodwork as well. And then going into Luke's room. This was his space. This was the wall color that was in this room when we moved in, and I loved it for a little boy room. And this was his Neverland nursery. I can also link that video below so you can see it. I was so proud of this room, and I loved the Neverland theme. So I didn't change anything in there. And then this was the guest room originally, and this was going to be Ruby's nursery. And it was a dark red toile wallpaper in here, and I just lightened the wall color. This is Morristown Cream, and it has a lavender mauve kind of tint to it. This carpet was in this room, and you can't really tell, but it's very thin. It's almost like a commercial flooring. There's not a pad underneath. And originally I thought I wanted to change that, but then when we got the fabric, I fell in love with this fabric, had to have it. And when we got the fabric in, it just was perfect. The whole thing just was perfect. And now that we've moved, I'm like, oh gosh. But it's a really, really pretty room, and I'm thrilled with how it turned out. And of course we'll take our drapes and things to the new house, but we've kept some of that for staging for now. This was Liam's room. We didn't change a thing. This was barnwood that was already on the walls, and we kept all of that. He loved his little shelves and his window seat, so nothing changed in there. And nothing changed in the homeschool space either. Homeschool space kind of in this area, and the play area was back here. And we didn't change anything. So all of that stayed the same. And I just update in this bathroom, we changed the wallpaper out. It was kind of a dark floral, and it wasn't original to the home. It was, I think, from maybe the 90s, early 2000s. So it was just a darker floral, and for this being Liam's bathroom that he used, we just kind of neutralized it and put some new sinks in. And so we didn't do much else in there. So that is the upstairs of what we did. You can see down there looking into the entryway. I also wanted to show you guys an update on this powder bath. This was a big discussion point, and I ended up leaving the wallpaper, and I took down, there was like a tassel, a fabric tassel that was along the top edge of the room, and I did take that down, and we added crown molding up there. And what I did add was the blue. I accented the woodwork in here with blue to really bring out the wallpaper and just celebrate what the wallpaper, is. So we did that on the ceiling and in here, and then kind of the back water closet area. We did that same blue. I had left this. I was probably gonna paint the vanity a solid color, neutralize it a little bit, but it does still, go fine. And then I loved the original fixtures. I would never have changed those. I love them. I also, let's see, not this door. Let's see, yes, the pocket door. We also painted blue. Hard to see because it's pretty dim in here, but I love how it turned out, because you walked in and it was just this little jewel box, and it really accented the wallpaper. So that's what we did in here, for those wondering. So that's our home tour. That's where we left our home, and I thought you guys might be surprised that, we didn't change much, and I wouldn't have changed much. That's the whole reason we moved into this home, is because I loved the character, and it was never my intention to gut it or, thoroughly renovate it. That was never my intention, because I appreciated, and still do, just how well this home was built and how beautiful it is in the era in which it was built. That's a passion of mine, is not cramming modern design into a home, or it's not intended to be that way. And so we'll miss it dearly, and we love our new home. There's great things about it, but I think when you live somewhere, a piece of you always stays there. And so that's how I feel about this house. And I'm glad I got to show you an update so you can see everything. And I will talk to you guys soon.